Hello, we're on day 22, and today I can be a bit more relaxed here because on Instagram I have to get the tip out really quickly. I'll try and do it in a minute, basically. So on YouTube I can take a bit longer and explain it in a bit more depth and just relax and drink coffee while I'm talking to you. So the tip I was sharing today was something that I do. I try and have a little rule. We all have these little quirky things that we do. But the rule is the one touch rule. And it doesn't mean so it's touching your stock as little as you can to get from point A to point B. So point A being getting it off the van, point B getting it online, or you might you can also use this for getting it to your centre or pitch or whatever you're selling on. So handle the item as fewer times as possible, but each time you handle it, you're moving it one step forward to being sold. So when you get, you could be exhausted when you get back from the flea market or the car boot or wherever. And what is your system? So we've all done it, haven't we? We've got back from wherever we might be buying, and all the stuff is left in the car for a day or a few days, or the van, or it's put into the shed, or your bags are put into the hallway. So I'd be interested to know where you store your stuff. Is it straight up to your place where your office or wherever you put it online, or straight into the getting wash? So, or is it stored away? So try and I grew up in a house full of stock everywhere all the time, and they just became surfaces. So I know what it's like to have a house that's full of stuff, and I didn't really notice it when I was younger, but I tend to sometimes, if I'm not doing or being efficient enough, I bring it in, and it all goes in the hallway, in the bags that I bought it in, which is bringing mess into the house, and then I wash it in the house. I have just installed one of those galvanized wash, a big they're called dairy sinks, the big galvanized dairy sinks, so which is not too bad in the summer because it's okay to be outside washing stuff, but in the winter, and then you create a massive mess, don't you, when you're washing things. But so that is the sort of thing that I'm trying to cut down on, those timings, and not having stuff hovering about in the house too much. As soon as they're washed, they get put onto a side in the hallway, and then they might move to somewhere else and onto the table here, and get labelled up. So trying to make it as efficient as possible for you, so you're not wasting your time. Making sure that you don't damage things, especially when you're moving furniture about or moving stuff in your house, that you're not damaging doorways or floors. And then the third one is so that you can get it online or get it into your centre as quickly as possible. So if you think about your stock, how long does it take you to get from point A to point B, which is the selling on either on your pitch or online? So if we can cut that down a little bit and save a bit more time. So that is where the one touch rule comes in. So not literally touching it once, but touching it as fewer times as possible. So thinking about when you get the stuff, and it might be that you have when you get it off the van, you can't photograph it because it's later on in the day or whatever, but and then creating a bit of a photographing pile. So everything is, so you'll do everything, clean it, do everything you can, basically clean it, write the description, get the measurements, and have it then stored somewhere. It might be in your hallway or however, or your storage unit. And then the next day, if you can get it photographed, you've only got to get it photographed then, and then get it away into your storage unit or wherever you store it, and then it's done and dusted, and you haven't got to touch that piece again. So in that case, you've only gone over 2 days. And so really what we're trying to avoid is it going on into, if I think about stock that I've got here, there's stock here that I've had for weeks and weeks and probably years that's just hanging about and has become part of the furniture in our house, or ornaments that really could be stock, but I've just forgotten about them. So trying to get it so that you can get your money back as quickly as possible is the aim of it for me. And so have your system set up where you do it, and you might have one day that is dedicated to your photography. You can write your descriptions if you're writing them on a piece of paper, or taking voice notes on your phone of an item, and then listen back to those. And when you're listing, if it's especially in the winter, isn't it, it's when you're like freezing, you don't want to be outside measuring it, or in the shed or what garage or wherever you are measuring up stuff. So try and do it all in one go. Get your measurements, get your description for your listing, either taking it on your phone or writing it down, or however you want to do it. And then when it's a nice cold day, you can be tucked up inside and doing your listings without having to go back and touch the item, because that's the worst thing, when you've got an item and you've done everything apart from you forgot to take the length of the measurements, the length, or you forgot to see if it was what wood it was made out of, so you're then having to trek back to the shed to find out that information. So try and make it as easy as possible. Try and think about the one touch rule if you can. It doesn't always happen, and that's okay, but just trying to cut down on your time that you're having to spend, and make it a bit more efficient for you, so you're not working loads and loads of hours, which we all do anyway, but if we try and cut down a bit and have a bit of a life as well. So that was my tip for today. So yesterday we talked about dealing with your dead stock and going off and finding a piece and thinking of the 4 things. Was it the price, the description, the photographs, or was it just time to go? So hopefully you got on okay with that and cleared through at least one thing, but hopefully more. So today's challenge is to go and deal with one piece of stock. If there's anything missing on it, get it done completely so you can get it online. And so that's your challenge for today, and I will see you tomorrow for day 23, and have a lovely evening, and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.